That's the only face I could make. So last week you heard me talking about the Blackjack app. That was week one. And I was like, maybe that was just flash in the pan. Like, they sort of want to shake us up, throw something hard at us, just to put us in a mentality like, oh crap, this is going to be tough and make us hunker down. Nope. The second week is worse than the first week. Not bad as far as quality of teaching. The teaching method and my teacher is awesome. Gavin, if you ever seen this, the way that you teach, the sheer amount, the stuff that you got to teach and, still have us get it the way that we do, you're awesome, man. But the stuff that we have to get, the thought process of software development, you have to conceptualize things in a different way than what you may be used to. That might be the best way to explain it. So I am going to talk about my second week today. Here we go. Well, first off, I'm back in the classroom. I know I wanted to try to hit different rooms each time, but this was a very comfortable place. Behind me is this huge window, and the lighting is better. When I do these videos, it's later in the day after class is done. So this is a very good spot for me. So this week's assignment, we learned a little bit about Lincoln last week. This week we focused primarily on that and .NET. Our big project for the end of the week this week was we had to build a bank app. This bank app had to store customers, store their deposits, their withdrawal, and also display what's their balance after they withdraw or deposit money for each customer. Second week. Now, if the first week blew my mind, the second week, I was to the point where I was like, nah, I'm completely in over my head. And unfortunately, I know that there were other students who felt that way, and I could see them break. And I knew they panicked. We've actually lost one student this week. Not, like I said, not because of the quality of the school or the lessons. It was definitely a wake-up call as to where the person like, this is just beyond me, older gentleman. Man, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a bit of a come to Jesus moment myself as to where like I know I'm smart because my mom told me. Unless she lied. But in previous experiences in my life, academically I've done well. I was in the honors placement classes and advanced classes. As when everyone here, I stay in the state of Florida, and everyone say the Florida State real estate exam is one of the hardest tests out there, and you're going to pass it. You're going to fail the first time, and it's going to take you 2 or 3 tries to pass it. I passed it the first time, and I never studied for anything. Things just always come easy for me because I have a really great memory. Not this. This is hard, and for me to have that thought process, like everything come easy for me and not really be challenged, it's a huge blow to my ego to be like, maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am. Nobody really want to come to a place and be like, oh man, who knew? I'm a dumbass. And that's which is something I actually said to myself driving home one day. And that's not it at all. It takes me a minute to step back and sort of break down everything. And hopefully if you're looking at going to a boot camp, you'll think of it this way as well. Look at what they call it. They call it a coding boot camp. The key word in that is boot camp. I'm ex-military, so I've been to a boot camp, and the whole idea behind a boot camp is to break a person down, to strip them of any possible bad habits or thoughts of what something might be, and then rebuild it in a way as to where it's easily consumable by the masses. You know, that's why when you go into a boot camp, that's why they shave your head so they all look alike. There's no individuality. That's why they take your clothes and you're all wearing the same clothes, because, you know, they want you to be as one. They want you to learn as one. It's probably not that psychological here, but the terms of a boot camp is like, let me overflow you with knowledge as to where, you know, you might not be able to consume it all, but you're going to try your hardest to consume as much as you can. And that in which you consume, you know, that's what you maintain. I could have just completely put that out my behind and told myself that to make myself feel better, and it worked. But the teacher did reiterate, you know, that thought process, because he's been doing this for the longest and he knows that these students feel like this. We have a lot of students in class who got bachelor's and master's degree. We have a guy who's a database manager for another company. We have, like I said, we have a guy who got his degree in information technology, and they are struggling. You know, here I am with no formal college. You know, I don't have that kind of technical background. You know, I just sort of went at it, you know, threw my hands in the air and swung at whatever. And to see that they're struggling like I'm struggling, it makes me feel like, you know, maybe I'm not too far behind, and maybe it's designed. My cohort is, or if you're not familiar with a cohort is, it's like a class. So I'm cohort 19. So that means that there was 18 other classes before me, and I see everyone who graduated. Just statistically, I can't be that one person out of all these cohorts who don't get it. So I take solace in the fact that maybe it was designed to be this difficult. And, you know, let me just sort of sit my behind down and enjoy the process. You know, I try to take in everything that I learned. I have a weekend of homework that I'm going to have to accomplish. The last week homework, the blackjack, I finished it. I finished it, and I played blackjack with the computer program that I made. And it felt actually pretty good. You know, I know it's beginner level to a lot of seasoned software engineers, but, you know, to my mom and, you know, to people who's not in that software world, it's cool that I can say, hey, look at what I made, and I made it. So second week, in a nutshell, it's hard. It's really hard, but I like it, and that might be why I like it. I probably haven't had enough challenges that I found difficult, and for me to actually find one that's pretty difficult, it's intriguing. So I am Code Dread. Links at the bottom: Instagram, Twitter, Code Dread. Trying to step my social media game up. I'm a bit of a recluse. You can probably tell from the beginning of when I started doing videos to now, I'm a lot more comfortable, because this class sort of pulls you out of your shell. It pulls you out of your way of thinking, and I'm happy about it. So if you have any questions, hit me up. You have any ideas, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm gonna go into week 3. Who knows, maybe an anxiety attack next week. I'll keep you posted. Code Dread out.